Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to German International. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope you had a great week. Hope things went well for you. Today is Thursday, and hopefully I'll give you something that will build you up, encourage you, but also challenge you as you end your week. So I'm excited. We're in the month of December now, the last month of the year, and a lot has been going on this year. This has been as everyone knows, this has been a crazy year, 2020, and so hopefully, I know everyone is hoping and praying that 2021 will be, that much better. So now, for today, for the month of December, I want to start a new series, a new theme, and hopefully last month you guys got something out of that. The month of December, the title for the theme that I'm going to be building upon each week is His Promise, Your Reward. Okay, that's the title of the theme for this month. His Promise, Your Reward. So, what am I talking about here? So, His Promise. I believe that God has great things in store for all of us. I believe He has promises that are for you, promises for me. There are things that He has set aside, and I believe, I'm a firm believer in that. Based on my faith, that there are things that if I walk and believe and have faith and trust God and do certain things and make certain decisions, that there'll be things that'll come my way, which is my reward. Okay, so His promise, your reward. Okay, so I want to start with a quote here for today. And the quote is this: when you can't see that far ahead, go as far as you can see. Think about that for a second. When you can't see that far ahead, go as far as you can see. Okay? So here's what I want to share about this as I was preparing for today. I think a lot of times, and I've talked to a lot of different people, sometimes in preparation for my podcast, and just my different experiences. I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor. There are a lot of people I mentor, a lot of people I've worked with throughout the years. And obviously, as you know, German International is a leadership development company that's geared towards raising up and mentoring and providing opportunities for those to become leaders. So, one of the things I've found is everybody has desires and things they want to do and accomplish in life. People have, a vision for what they want to do. But I found that a lot of people aren't fulfilling their dreams or aren't stepping out and doing certain things because they don't have all the answers in the state they're in right now. What I mean by that is sometimes people are paralyzed to pursue or to step out because they feel like they don't have the entire blueprint, or they don't have all the answers or how it's going to work. They don't know this A to B and B to C, and they don't know how, when you get here, how is that going to work? So because they're stuck in the mindset of they don't have all the answers, then they're not stepping out and doing the first step. Okay, so that's why I have the quote, when you can't see that far ahead. So if you don't know all the answers, that's okay. Again, a lot of times people are paralyzed because they don't have all the answers. If you don't have all the answers in the beginning, okay, that's okay, because as you step out and do certain things, okay, you'll have the answer when you arrive. And I equate it to this. This is an analogy. When I take a trip, okay, when I take a trip, let's say I'm in Pennsylvania. Let's say I drive to Ohio. Let's say I go to Michigan or another state, okay, somewhere I've never been. All right, I have my GPS. Okay, GPS is going to lead and guide me. I trust the GPS. I've never been. Again, this is a place I've never been. It's a place where I've never been, so I have to trust the GPS. And you know, sometimes GPS, sometimes they can take you somewhere that you didn't plan. But anyway, let's say this GPS is really working well. So you have the GPS. As you're driving, you're trusting that the way it's leading you, okay, is the right direction, okay? Though you've never been there before, I trust that when it says I have to make a right in 5 miles to get off at exit 20, I trust that, okay? Here's the thing though. I can't get off at exit 20 until I arrive there, okay? So there are certain steps, there are certain ways, there's a certain avenue, there's a certain path that you take, but along the path, I can't get off at exit 20 if I'm 20 miles away from there. And I hope I'm making sense. I'm trying to break it down and make it plain, okay? So you have to trust the process. You have to trust that whatever point you got to make a turn, you will know when that time comes, okay? So don't sit back and wait or not step out because you're not at exit 20 yet and you're not for sure if you're going to arrive there, or all these questions come up. Some people are like overthinkers. Sometimes we can outthink ourselves. Sometimes we can be so intellectual that we stifle our growth because we try to figure everything out. Maybe that's not you, but maybe that's somebody you know. But sometimes I've met people who they're smart. You know, people are very smart, but sometimes because they don't have all the answers in the beginning, they don't step out. So what am I saying? How does this relate to you and you fulfilling and walking to the promises that God has for you? Okay. Sometimes we have to take the first step, and that first step might be you might need to put an application for a job. Okay. You might need to put in 10 applications somewhere. And this is step one. Okay. There's a job you want. Because you don't have the job, nobody's calling you, you're sitting back, there's things you got to do, okay? So maybe I need to put 10 applications in 10 different places. That's step one, okay? Step two might be, say you haven't heard back from them in 2 weeks. Step two might be you need to make a phone call just to follow up. Call, hey, talk to human resources. Hey, just what I had an interview, put an application, just want to follow up to see where you guys are in the process. Okay, these are steps. And sometimes we got to take the steps. Okay, when you can't see that far ahead, go as far as you can see. Do what you can do today and don't worry about tomorrow. Okay, sometimes we put so much emphasis and we worry about tomorrow when tomorrow isn't here yet. When tomorrow arrives, I believe I'll have what it takes. Okay. When tomorrow arrives, okay? In starting a business, I have this company. You know, there are things I'm doing today that I didn't see 10 years ago. Okay, and it's called evolve. As you move forward, as you step out in faith, things will evolve. Okay, but you have to trust the process. Now, there's a scripture in the Bible that says this. And this is in Psalm 119, okay? I don't know where you guys are as far as your faith, your religion. Obviously, I never push that on people. You know, whenever I share, this is what this means to me. You can take it as you will. But there's a verse that says this: "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my paths." Okay, I'll read it again. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my paths. So, to do some history, in this time period in the Bible, the Israelites depended on God leading them day by day. Now, when it says a lamp unto my feet, okay, they had an actual lamp. When you do your research, they had a lamp that only lit up the next step, okay, around their feet. So they didn't have some large beam of light that lit up their path so that they could see miles and miles ahead. They had a lamp, okay? And that lamp showed them where their next step was. And the reason God set it up that way was because He wanted them to trust in Him, that He will lead and guide them. And they had to have faith to believe that the next step He was going to be involved in. Okay, so what am I saying about that? You have to trust in Him, but also trust that as you take steps, okay? You take steps one after the other. Okay, you take steps. So when you take the next step, your instructions for that step will be when you arrive. And then you take the next step. So don't allow yourself to be paralyzed or refuse to move because you don't have it figured all out. You know, so again, sometimes people, because they don't have things figured out, they shortchange themselves and they don't move. Now, here's the next point I want to make. The destination is not the reward, okay? Let me say it again. The destination is not the reward. For me, basketball was my dream, my goal, so forth, my passion. I wanted to play college basketball, I wanted to play professional basketball, okay? But one thing I learned was this, okay? The destination is not the reward. The reward is the journey along the way, okay? Because the journey taught me a lot of things. The journey, I met a lot of people in the process of reaching my destination. There are experiences that I had along the way, along the journey, okay, that number one, prepared me for the destiny, but also number two, it enriched my life and made me a better person, okay? Sometimes we can be so focused on the destination that we lose sight of the process and the experiences along the way that are just as meaningful. Life is spent in process. Much of life is spent in process. We have goals, but understand this, sometimes things take time, but once you achieve the goal, now what? Now you have your goal, you've arrived, okay? Now, a lot of times we got to set another goal. So much of life is experienced in processes, okay? And here's a quote I want to share. This is a quote I developed years ago. Where you're at is not so, let me say it this way, where you're at in life is not so much important where you are in life, because where you're at now is subject to change. It's not so much important where you're going in life, because you're not there yet. Everybody has goals. The most important thing in life is not where you're going. The most important thing in life is who you are becoming along the way. The most important thing in life is not where you're at, because where you're at today is subject to change. Based on your education, based on your experiences, based on people you meet. I've met people who their starting point was horrible. I've mentored a lot of youth from the inner city, and they had rough life at the moment. I told them, where you're at now is subject to change. So the most important thing in life is not where you're at. The most important thing in life is not where you're going, because I've met millionaires who were unhappy. There are doctors who have committed suicide. But you say, wow, they have all the money. They have the billion-dollar cars. They have the houses. They have everything that life could offer, okay? But a lot of them have no peace in their life. So the most important thing in life is not where you're going, because you can get there and still be unhappy. The most important thing in life is who you are becoming along the way. Okay? That's my quote. I adopted this years ago. So the journey matters. Okay? Your character. See, God develops your character to match your assignment. The worst thing in life is to have a big assignment and a small character. We see that every day. We see that with people who are getting caught in embezzlement, people who are doing things illegal, people who are taking advantage of people. You know, they've arrived, they quote unquote arrived, okay? They have a certain status in life, they have all this money, they have cars, but they have done things in the process and stepped on people to get there, okay? So their character isn't becoming of what, you know, someone else should seek to be. So the most important thing in life, okay, is who you are becoming along the way. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. Okay? It's not good to have a small character in a big assignment. So wherever you're at in life, whatever part of the journey you are in life, okay, be content. Appreciate the journey. Smell the roses along the way. Okay? I'll say this, I'm going to wrap it up here shortly. In my journey of pursuing basketball and whatever, I have met people. I've been to 8 different countries. I've been to South America, I've been to France, I've been to Russia, I've been to Australia twice, I've been to Malaysia, Canada. I've been all over the world, okay? The basketball, that round basketball, has taken me all over the world. And I've met presidents, I've met key officials, I've met some great, genuine people. I remember in South America, there's a young man named Fernando. I'll never forget Fernando. He had this big sombrero. And this guy was like, let me tell you this about Fernando. We was in this city called Bolivia in South America. It's one of the poorest cities in the world, Bolivia, okay? We spent some time there. And it's so poor that they wash their cars out of ditches after it rains. I've seen this with my eyes. So when it rains, they pull their car up beside ditches, and that's how they wash their car. Okay, so I met this young man, Fernando. Didn't have a lot, not a lot of money, not a lot of clothes, but he was one of the most genuine people I ever met. And actually in Bolivia, I met some of the most genuine people, some of the most real and loving people that I've ever met. You know, they didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a lot of what life has to offer, okay? But as far as their heart and their attitude towards life and people, you know, my heart went out to them. But those experiences, I'll never forget those experiences in my journey. Okay, so don't get so caught up in the destiny that you lose out on the people that you're supposed to meet along the way. The people that are supposed to change your life. All right? So that's all I have for today. You know, hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, share this with other people. Invite your friends in. You know, leave some comments. Let me know. You know if you like it. You know, let me know. Give me some feedback. I need some feedback on to know that we're sharing things that's benefiting you. So don't forget to go to our website, Jarman INTL. My book is on the website. You can purchase my book there. Thanks again. Thanks for tuning in. And you have a great weekend. And we'll see you on Monday. Take care.